The Jeep Wrangler has long been the go-to for off-road enthusiasts, offering unmatched capability both on and off-road. But even the best vehicles have problems that could be a deal breaker for many buyers out there, and there's always plenty of room for improvement. So the big question is, does the 2025 Jeep Wrangler fix the 6 worst flaws of the Wrangler's previous model? Stay with us while we take a closer look at these problems and learn if they were fixed by Jeep and its engineers. Number 6. Poor powertrain options. Now, let's start with one of the greatest flaws of the Jeep Wrangler, which is the poor powertrain offering. We don't know what Jeep's engineers are thinking with their engine lineup, but we can tell you that it doesn't make any sense. You basically have 3 engines that are somewhat mediocre. There's not a huge difference from all 3 engines. These include the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, the 2.0-liter Hurricane Turbo, and the 6.4-liter Hemi V8. And as you can tell from the names, they don't make a ton of sense. For example, the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 is an entry-level engine, which delivers up to 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. This is decent, but it's not a ton of low-end power. This is because the engine is naturally aspirated. A ton of owners have reported that it performs poorly when it comes to off-road duties. Turbocharged competitors, like the Ford Bronco, are basically destroying these models in terms of off-road. The second engine, the 2.0-liter Hurricane, is an inline-4 turbo that is pretty modern, but even though it has decent power, 270 HP and 295 pound-feet of torque, it's still not substantially different compared to the base 3.6-liter V6 engine. In order for this engine to be better than a V6, it has to make more power. We honestly think that it's not worth the extra money over the base engine. The first Pro is a better low-end torque that is useful for off-road enthusiasts. The second is the more advanced 8-speed automatic transmission used in this model. But besides this, there's nothing else that makes getting the 2.0-liter Hurricane a no-brainer decision. We think that in order for this engine to be a better choice, Jeep needs to add more power. If this engine produces up to 330 HP and 320 pound-feet of torque, now we're talking about serious improvements. The third engine choice is a 6.4-liter Hemi V8. This engine produces up to 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. This engine is naturally aspirated and is basically a truck engine. It is not a performance engine as it is marketed. It produces a decent amount of power, but it's not worth the high asking price that Jeep is demanding. Just for reference, the starting price is $93,000, and for a Wrangler, this is too much in our opinion. The engine is not revolutionary by any means, except for the fact that it is a V8 and produces a nice rumble. Besides this, there's nothing too revolutionary in this model that will make up for the high asking price. For example, with the competitor Bronco, you have a wide array of modern engines that make solid power and are not overly expensive. This is why we think that Jeep should work on improving the powertrain lineup and offer something revolutionary in order for buyers to consider it. And since the 2025 model is released, this lineup is going to stay for this model year as well. So we encourage Jeep for the following model year to change some things and make the Wrangler engine lineup a bit better with new engine additions that will really make a difference. Number 5. Poor handling. The Jeep Wrangler has earned its reputation as a rugged off-roader, but its on-road handling is somewhat poor. While perfect for trails, the Wrangler struggles with daily driving, especially on highways and paved roads. Its solid front and rear axles, combined with a high center of gravity, contribute to a bumpy ride and less responsive steering, making sharp turns and lane changes feel sluggish. Compared to the Ford Bronco, which offers more refined road manners, the Wrangler lags behind in handling. The Ford Bronco's independent front suspension allows for a smoother, more stable ride, giving it an edge over the Wrangler when it comes to driving on paved roads. Wrangler owners, when they drive the Bronco, often notice that the Bronco feels more composed in sharp corners and its steering is more precise, reducing body roll that can make the Wrangler feel unstable at higher speeds. Jeep enthusiasts love the Wrangler for its off-road performance, but for it to remain competitive in the broader SUV market, these handling issues need to be fixed by Jeep. Jeep would benefit from improving the Wrangler's suspension and steering system, making it more balanced for both on-road and off-road use. Such enhancements would not only help the Wrangler compete more effectively with the Bronco, but would also improve its everyday drivability. What is sad is the fact that this problem will stay for the 2025 model year. Hopefully, with the following model year, we can see some improvements in this area. Number 4. Poor practicality. The Jeep Wrangler is the best off-road, but the model falls short when it comes to practicality, especially in terms of cargo space. And as we all know, cargo space is really a must for many out there. The 2-door model offers just 12.9 cubic feet of space behind the rear seats, which can be quite limiting for daily use or road trips. Even the longer 4-door version isn't any better, providing only up to 31 cubic feet of cargo space, which is still less than ideal for a family SUV. When compared to competitors like the Ford Bronco, the Wrangler's shortcomings become even more obvious. The Bronco's two-door version offers up to 22.4 cubic feet, almost double the space of the Wrangler's shorter model. The four-door Bronco also outpaces its Jeep counterpart, with 35.6 cubic feet of space, giving drivers a more practical option for carrying gear, groceries, or luggage. For Jeep to stay competitive with the Bronco, the Wrangler needs a serious update in this area for the next model year. Expanding the cargo space, especially in the two-door model, would make it more appealing to a broader audience looking for a versatile SUV. Whether for off-road adventures or daily use, the Wrangler could greatly benefit from improved practicality to keep up with the Bronco's more spacious offerings. Number 3. Poor fuel economy. The Jeep Wrangler is known for its off-road capabilities, but fuel economy has always been one of its weakest points, especially in models equipped with larger tires and powerful engines. This became more noticeable these days, with gas prices exploding every day and breaking new records. The Rubicon 392, with its 6.4-liter Hemi V8 engine, is the worst in terms of fuel efficiency. Delivering up to 14 mpg combined, this model sacrifices gas mileage for power, making it one of the worst performers in its class. For drivers who frequently hit the road, the Rubicon's fuel consumption can become a significant drawback. On the other hand, the 3.6-liter V6 engine provides a better balance between power and fuel efficiency, with up to 20 mpg combined. This makes it a better option for those looking to save money on gas without giving up on performance. However, the best non-hybrid choice is the 2.0-liter Hurricane turbocharged engine, which delivers up to 21 mpg combined, offering a good mix of power and efficiency for everyday driving. For those focused on fuel economy, the Wrangler 4xe Hybrid is the top performer, achieving up to 37 mpg combined. This plug-in hybrid is a game changer for Jeep, combining electric range with the Wrangler's legendary off-road capability. To stay competitive, especially with rising fuel costs, Jeep will need to focus on improving fuel efficiency across the entire Wrangler lineup. Number 2. Cramped interior and ton of road noise. The Jeep Wrangler offers an adventurous spirit, but its interior leaves much to be desired. The cabin is quite narrow, which can make for a cramped experience, especially for taller passengers. This tightness is made worse by the fact that the seats are not particularly comfortable for long drives. While they provide adequate support for short trips, extended journeys can lead to discomfort and back pain. Adding to the cabin's drawbacks is the unbearable road noise that is most common at highway speeds. The Wrangler's boxy design and less than ideal sound insulation contribute to a noisy ride, which can be extremely annoying during longer commutes or road trips. Drivers and passengers often find themselves straining to hold conversations inside the cabin. Addressing these issues would likely require major redesigns of both the cabin and exterior. Improving the cabin's width and enhancing seat comfort would provide a more enjoyable driving experience, while upgrading soundproofing measures could significantly reduce noise levels. Until we actually see these changes, the Wrangler's cramped interior and excessive road noise will continue to be significant drawbacks for potential buyers who are looking for a comfortable and quiet ride. Number 1. More options cost a ton of money. And last but not least is the high price tag of the Wrangler. This model starts at $31,995. Many of you would think that this is not really high, but we can tell you that you don't get a ton of features for this money. In order for you to get a decently equipped model, you will have to spend $45,000 or more. This is why the low starting price should not fool you.